So, you want to do a film? I'm Saphira and I'm from Electus Films. So in this episode today, we'll be talking about why video production is so expensive. Okay, but before that, just to do a quick note, this episode is leaning more towards business owners, entrepreneurs and startups. I don't know, of course, if you're not on the list at all, you're more than welcome to watch the video. And of course, one more thing is I would have to apologize about a podcast episode I mentioned before. I am working towards it and I will upload real soon, so not to worry. To begin back with this episode, so why video production is so expensive? Firstly, I'm going to be talking about you're hiring people to do things that you're not able to. Okay, it is a skilled profession to begin with. Video production is very tough. It can take years and years before you can have an eye to do something, to do a video, to have a concept, to even have a certain vibe to your work. And of course, on top of that, you're also hiring people to operate equipment beyond your skill level. And of course, now we're talking about equipment, would be because the equipment that we use is beyond consumer level. Why is that so? Because consumer level usually, don't look that professional. If you're only doing it for vlogging and stuff like that, it's okay. But we work with commercials, brands, big brands sometimes, and we want to produce quality content and professional videos, and therefore our equipment have to be professional. Sometimes, to achieve a certain story, to tell a certain mood or even meaning, it may take more than just a camera and a tripod. So therefore, equipment takes up a lot of it, actually in video production. Lastly would be time and effort. So I have, clients and friends asking me like, why should I pay a ridiculous amount of money, like, 4 grand, 5 grand for a 2 or 3 minutes video? Well, there's a lot of things going on from pre-production all the way to post-production. Of course, first of all, in pre-production, you take time to get inspiration, to actually look for location, the right location for your video, and as well as find great talents, to actually deliver what you want in your video as well. If you do not find the right talent, that's going to be a disaster, because you can edit everything else in video production except bad acting. So that is really crucial at the point, of course, the greater the performance is, the more money, of course, they are part of the whole production. And then would be the post-production. It depends on what sort of production you do. Big brands like all these commercials that you see out there will take a couple of months sometimes. You have to go through a lot of different people, from the colorist to the audio production engineer or anything like that. And a lot of times, you go through changes as well with clients, right? And changes take time as well because, it depends on the client. They have to go through a lot of review and stuff like that. And these are all things you need to take into consideration because time is money nowadays. So that's one thing. So now you must be wondering, why would anyone pay a ridiculous amount of money for video production? Well, let me give you this example. You have to fix a pipe at home. You have a broken pipe at home and you have a toolbox, right? And you may be wondering, should I save my money to actually, fix it? Or maybe I could fix it myself. The plumber can do much faster job in an hour than you fixing yourself. And sometimes you may take like a day or two to do it, right? And it's half as good. So of course, this is the one thing that you have to consider because time is money. You don't want to waste time on it. And there's this great quote that I love to hold on to. It's by Red Adair. And it says, if you think hiring a professional is expensive, wait till you hire an amateur. It is true. What do I mean by that quote? Let me give you this example in regards to video production, right? You decide to have a really low budget and stuff like that, and you decide to hire a newbie in the industry, right? You hire a freelance photographer, videographer, and you have to understand the amount of years and months they spend on their craft. So meaning, if these people are only spending, they're only been in the industry for like 3 to 6 months or even 4 months, they may take a lot more time to shoot your product or your video at the end of the day because they do not have that much experience. The lack of the experience, so they may take a bit more time to figure out maybe this shot would be the one for you, maybe this shot would be great for this one. And whereas a professional videographer will come down and say probably take 2 hours or 3 hours to shoot what you need. So that's why you may end up spending a bit more money in trying to fix this amateur's lack of having to be able to have an eye for the shot in post-production or anything like that, and end up becoming more expensive than hiring a professional overall. So of course, the most important part is the return of investment. A well-planned and executed video, and as well as with the right production house and being distributed properly, can actually turn out more revenue than what you invested in the beginning. So of course, on top of that, you just have to understand before you actually, hire a video production house to do your video, you get what you pay for. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. There'll be more episodes, and I'm gonna promise you the podcast episodes coming out right up. So stay tuned, and I guess we'll see you next time.